It's 8:01. We better get started.
Wow.
Oops. Everybody can rejoice. Everyone can be happy.
Are we
Lisa
live?
is here today. We are.
Huh. We're live.
Yeah. Remember these microphones? You kind of have to put them like
Right.
in your
sorry.
face like this
Right.
so that you can see what people are saying. How's everybody doing today? This is, thank you. Look at Papamoto coming in like
Oh.
we just started.
Thank you.
And he comes through with video and sound good. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like to hear that before we get started.
Right.
Then I can truly relax and get into the groove. And then Zen Ginger follows it up. Thank you so much for that. How is everybody doing the New Year's Eve stream? Last week was the Christmas Eve stream, and now it's the New Year's Eve stream. Gonna be a little bit honest. Neither myself or this beautiful woman sitting across the table from me really gives a rat's you-know-what about New Year's. Never really been a thing for us.
There was only one New Year's. One New Year's, we had a whole lot of fun. And
1999.
we weren't even together then.
Oh, you're talking about us together?
Yeah. You remember the night that we played, was it Rummy Cube?
Oh, yeah. That was
Yeah.
being at home alone.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think we went to bed before midnight that night. Neither one of us are big drinkers. You drink your wine.
Well, I had wine that night, and it was like every time, I know what it was. If I forget what you had to do if you lost, because I lost.
Yep. It was a fun night. Anyhow, let's let's talk about how excited I am to have you back finally. I gotta be honest. It was a little easier last couple of weeks because you, along with our wonderful mods, y'all really took care of the chat, and it was I didn't have to worry about that, and I didn't have to worry about making sure you had enough time to talk.
I had a lot of fun in chat because I enjoy hanging out with everybody and, just being in chat. I can't get to every single question even in chat, but it's just nice to interact with everybody. So I enjoy being in chat as much as I like being on the live stream. It just worked out for me to be in chat a little bit more the past few weeks because with Christmas coming up, we have 5 kids that aren't little, but we have 5 kids, 2 grandkids. Between that, getting ready for Christmas, the business, the fish, it just made more sense to kind of separate our duties, so to speak. And, John is the one that does so good on the live streams. I thought, you do the live stream. I can keep doing everything I need to do in the fish room and work all the way up until the stream. And then I can just chat. So it was fun. It was relaxing to just chat with everybody. But I'd like to be on and chat with people on the live stream as well.
It's, we're probably going to have way more people than we typically do.
Oh, I doubt it.
Because you're here.
No, because I'm annoying.
When you think about the numbers in a live stream, one of the things that makes there be a lot of people in a live stream is not everybody coming in all at once. It's people coming in and staying, and then more people come in and they stay, and more people come in and they stay because of you, not because of me.
Anyway.
So
Anyway.
So last week was Christmas, and we had a wonderful Christmas. It was relaxing, easy. I mean,
Every single kid came at the exact same time. So they were all here at the same time, and the grandkids were here at the same time. So it was a very good Christmas.
it was fun. I got this shirt. That was totally unexpected. I like it a lot.
I know. I thought that was cute.
I saved it for today, to wear it today. Yeah, it was fun and exhausting just because, we're used to just nothing happening, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, and then it wasn't. And then we wasted 2.5 hours watching a terrible movie, and now here we are.
That movie was so bad. I will never get. It had to have been more than 2.5 hours because I think it was 3 hours. I will never get that back. I will never get that part of my life back. It was 3 hours of nonsense.
You know what?
And you know I don't like that actor, but I gave you the benefit of the doubt. I was like, the one actress that's in it, I like her a lot, but she had the worst haircut. And I gave it a shot because it was Christmas.
You're all probably thinking that she's talking about, or we are talking about the new Matrix movie. No, I didn't make it through 5 minutes of that movie, and I kind of gave up on that one. I don't know why. I think I was particularly low on attention span that day. No, we're talking about the movie
Catch Up?
Don't Look Up.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Or Look Up.
Something up.
Or Don't Look Up. I don't know. I am somebody, we haven't talked about aquariums yet, but I'm somebody that will watch absolutely anything with Leonardo DiCaprio in it. You are the opposite. You are not a fan of his. This is the first movie in my life that I've seen with that actor that I was like, well, I could have done without seeing that. Mm-hmm. So if you're trying to kill a few hours this holiday season, don't waste it by consuming that movie. As far as
some
fish,
people might like that movie, but it just wasn't my cup of tea. That's for
the
sure.
people who like that movie are the people who starred in it and their families.
Oh.
That's who like. I'm sorry, it is Leo. I love you, but dude, whew, that was rough. You were good in it, but the story was dog poop.
I thought
Anyway,
you were talking to me. I'm like, I'm not in it.
I was talking to the camera
I
because
know,
I was
but you
having my
do this
conversation
and-
with Leo.
yeah.
See, Leo and I, we're
'Cause
friends.
He's watching.
We're friends.
Right.
You know, we don't really
Right.
make that public because, you know, of all the paparazzi and all that. But, but yeah, we're longtime friends, and I'm very disappointed in my friend right now. But
you know what? I want to say hi to some people.
you do right. You go right ahead.
Please don't get offended if I miss you. I'm just going to go back a little bit and chat, but I want to say hi to Derek D, Whips World, RB Animals and Movies, the Walters, Nathan's Wildlife, Blue Cat 42, Corey Cichlids, Darlene's Tanks, Daryl Scott, and Stephen P. And everybody else, I hope you stick around. Don't get mad at me for not saying hi.
Lumpy Dog says the movie is a spoof. Some people don't like spoofs. I like spoofs, and I knew that. I knew it was basically making a mockery of the government and all that kind of stuff, and I quite enjoyed that part. But I just didn't like the movie. Nobody's going to be able to convince me.
No.
There's been one movie, and it kind of goes with this conversation. There's been one movie in my lifetime that I absolutely despised, but then when somebody explained it to me, I was like, oh, let me give it another shot. And I watched it again and absolutely loved it. And that was the original Matrix. That movie came out in like 1998 or 1999. And maybe I just wasn't smart enough to understand that movie. I didn't get it, but after I understood it, I loved it. So, and we were talking about the newest Matrix movie. I'm going to watch it, but I don't know. It's just not, I haven't heard any good reviews on it. But anyway, who cares?
Well, Ruth Meow, one of my favorite people because her name says Ruth Meow, says, wow, I have not met another anti-Leo fan, so not my favorite actor.
I adore Leonardo DiCaprio, and I absolutely love him. But you know what? We all have a bad day at work every once in a while, and like I said, he performed very well in that movie. He was very good, as he always is. But the story.
Lefty said, wait, what movie? I missed it. Well, Lefty, if you weren't so busy messaging me.
And me.
You
all
wouldn't have
the
missed
time.
You're just kidding with you. Anyways, you messaged me about something I briefly looked over, but we were in the middle of streaming, so I couldn't answer you. But yeah, we were talking about that
Don't
movie.
Look Up.
Yeah. I just want to keep saying catch up. But anyways, let's move on.
Yeah, please, shall we?
I have 3 polls I have to catch up on this week too.
Oh.
3 weeks of polls. So maybe we'll spread those out throughout, or maybe
You can do it
all at the
however you
end.
want. Whatever you want to do with them, you just do whatever you want to do. We don't have any real fish updates. About the only fish update that we have.
Is that we put them back on the site this week.
I was talking about our personal fish, but yeah, I forgot about that, and I'm so glad you brought that back up. We didn't do that. You did that.
Yeah, I put them up, and there will be more going up next week, but I want to get the end of the year ones out the door. So that's that. They'll go out next week on Tuesday. I don't want to do it on Monday after all the sales. We'll go ahead and give it another day. So they'll go out. Also, we are having a New Year's special too. So look out for that. Maybe you want to buy all the fish up this weekend with the sale. It's up to you.
There you
I'm fine
go.
with that.
The only, our hobby, not business related, personal fish keeping stuff. We took a trip over the last, what weekend was it?
Oh, the House of Tropicals?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was fun.
We went up to House of Tropicals. I found a fish. This is what's terrible, okay? I've been in this hobby more than half my life. I found a fish and I said, I must have those. I must have those. And I have no clue what they are. I do not remember what they were.
I'm pretty sure they were the Glow Light Tetra.
I don't think they were. No, I would remember that. They were so adorable, and they were little microfish. I loved them.
They were not teeny tiny. They were
They
small,
were
but
teeny. They were
tiny.
3/4 of an inch long. They were microfish, and I loved them. And I said, you know what?
They were
As soon as I can get this jerk over here,
maybe it was 3/4.
out of this tank. If you haven't been here for a while, I've told this story, haven't shown him, but he's in there. I had a terrorist in my 240 downstairs, and he's been a terrorist ever since we bought him. He is a dragon blood. He's gorgeous. He's right there. But he's a total jerk. And it was not Dario's, by the way. I actually suggested, I told that to her yesterday. I said, it's not CPDs. They're not them. But he killed like 5 fish in my 240 downstairs, this dragon blood. And I said, enough is enough. I caught it too late. He went on a rampage. He killed a bunch of fish. And I said, okay, I'm taking him out. I don't have anywhere else to put him. So I'm going to put him in my 15-gallon cube right here next to me. And it's kind of funny because he has taken the gravel and stacked it all up in the front. He's like so mad at me for putting him in this little jail cell. He doesn't want me to be able to see him. So the gravel, I don't know why I couldn't show it here. The gravel is literally halfway up. Look at that. That's him. And the gravel is stacked halfway up on the tank. It's kind of funny.
I almost think it would be better to just stick him in with the Oscars.
I was so mad at him. I thought about that. But we do have, hopefully, fish are going to be showing up next week. And we are blessed because when it comes to the betas, we have a distributor that actually comes to the house. And you spread them all out on the living room floor, and you hand pick all of the fish that we have on the website. Well, they also sell haps and peacocks. And so
they sell a lot of fish. They're like a mobile, yeah.
They have a big van, and it's full of the big styrofoam coolers. And basically, if I was like, okay, let me see what you have in guppies, and endlers, and angels, and betas, and African cichlids, they would just bring all of those in. Now, they're used to going to fish stores and doing that at a fish store, whereas here it's at our house. But they treat us the same as they do
They're
fish
awesome.
stores, so it's
They're
nice.
really nice.
So when he comes for you to get more betas next week, I'm going to have him pull out the hap coolers.
And he sells a lot of plants too, because we've gotten some from him. But
Yep. I don't think I'm going to get any more peacocks for that tank. I'll have to start another peacock tank, another one. So my hope is I can get 7 or 8 haps that are a decent size, because that OB Borlei, what was it?
it was an OB Borlei.
Is it a Borlei?
Yeah.
He is probably 7 or 8 inches now. The dolphin is like 10. So they need to be a decent size in order to go in there. And it's funny. See, listen, folks, when it comes to African cichlids, this is how the game is played. The entire time that I've had that tank full of fish, the Borlei, the Morii, the blue dolphin, has been one of those fish that's in that tank, and he just minds his own business, and he's just gorgeous, and he's fat, and he's big, and he's just exactly what you expect a blue dolphin hap to be. Well, now that the terrorist, yes, I'm talking about you, don't you look at me that way. Now that he's out of the tank, guess who's become a huge jerk? The blue dolphin. And he's pushing the OB around. So hopefully we can get 7 or 8 of them, put them in there, and then I'm going to put him back. And then I'm going to go back and get all those little micro rice. They weren't rice fish, but they were like the size of a grain of rice. And I just absolutely loved them. And I wish I remembered what they were, but they were awesome. So that's the plan.
Well, I saw a comment. It's okay. Kyle Aquarimetrics says, was just at House of Tropicals and got a beautiful Epistogramma McMasteri.
You were looking at Epistos, talking about how you wanted to get them.
I wanted those. You took my fish. He took my fish. Anyways, I'm just kidding, Kyle. I hope you enjoy them because they really did have some really nice Epistogrammas.
Yep, I had to put my foot down.
I know.
And I had to say no.
I wanted them so bad.
Are blue dolphins normally aggressive? I mean, they can all be aggressive. I mean, you just never know. Anybody that says, oh, there's these particular African cichlids that are never mean. No, because theirs just have never been. But they've just never found one that's mean. It's kind of like everybody says OB peacocks are a nightmare. We've had them that were the furthest thing from a nightmare that you could ever imagine. I've never had a mean dragon blood, but yet this one is horrible. Mm-hmm. Yes, you.
He's the one that Jay Wilson got you.
Yes, I've had him for a long time, and he's beautiful. He's a gorgeous fish, but he's a total jerk. And it just is what it is. But hopefully, one of the tricks to curbing aggression in an African cichlid tank is to add more fish and a significant amount of them. The problem is, I think I'm down to like 10 fish in that tank now. Yeah, I mean, like I said, it was a bad couple of days with that guy right there. And I haven't added fish to that tank in it's probably been like a year and a half. Mm-hmm. We were still, actually, the last time I put fish in there, I don't think we had even opened the website yet.
I got you fish from Imperial Tropicals. You
did. That Borlei was one of them. And there's another one. There's a Red Empress that's still down there that you got me in that. So it's been a long time since we've added fish in there. We've lost some. And then he went on his rampage. There's a hair on my microphone. It's driving me nuts. I'm really sorry, folks, but I have to get it. So we're down to like maybe 10 fish in that tank. And the problem is you need to create chaos in the tank, which in a tank that size, I would need to add like 16 or so to really fill it up. And I don't know if they're going to have that many. And we just had Christmas. I don't know if I have the money to get 16 fish to add in there. I think it's unlikely that they'll have that many at one time, but we'll see. I mean, that'll be fun if that happens. But
yeah.
Does House of Tropicals carry Hillstream loaches? They carry absolutely everything.
I think I've seen them there.
They have everything.
I don't know about the last time we were there, but I've seen them there before.
They have 500 aquariums.
Oh, they had the cutest little biker, remember?
Yep.
That big.
He looked
so
just
cute.
like my guy, except just small and not nearly as active. Speaking of active, I don't know where he's at. Oh, he's over there chilling. But yeah, it's, Ligate asked, when do we get to see the 240 again? Feels like forever. It has been forever. It's been down there. It's just kind of, I'm not going to say neglected, because we're down there every single day. I take care of it. I do what I'm supposed to do. But when it comes to videos, it's definitely been neglected. We were actually just talking last weekend or a couple of days ago, I don't know when it was, about possibly moving it up here. And we're going to talk more about that. I would like to do that because I can put a lot of my personal fun stuff in storage, which makes me sad, but put that up here and make space for more stuff down in the basement. So there we go.
Regina Phalange said maybe John fell in love with glow light Danios. They're
No.
very small, pretty, not tetras. No.
No, I would
I'm
recall
pretty
the
sure
name.
it was a tetra.
Somebody suggested Ember Tetras too. I know Ember Tetras. We have Ember
I
Tetras.
have Ember Tetras.
I would know those. It was a fish that I had not seen before. It may have been a tetra, but it was just little.
It was a tetra, for sure.
And I wanted to get like 40 of them. They're just little, teeny, tiny little guys. And I would have loved to have, I would love to put them in there. I think it would be so much fun. But anyway,
Aw. Oink Master said, we missed you, Lisa. Super to see you. Thank you very much. It's good to be back.
it sure does make my life easier. I need to do a couple of these. Abby Greenaway, Timothy, and Bruce Koritz all became members.
Oh, welcome.
Welcome to the team. So glad to have you. Whips World with the #1 foam finger. Hey, that needs to be the only one tonight. You need to knock it off. He sends like 10 or 12 of them every time, and he does that just to make me mad. Need to knock it off.
I love him.
Of course I do. Stephen P. says, happy awkwardic. I think I said it right. New Year. Happy awkwardic New Year. It just sounds...
Happy New Year to you and Jenna as well.
It sounds naughty to say it that way. It's just
Oh my
weird.
gosh.
You make me sound naughty, Stephen P. L, I think it's L. Hey, John and Lisa, just a quick message to say thanks for being so awesome and all the best in
Aw.
2022.
Thank
Off
you.
to bed now. It's the UK. Hey, have a
Ooh.
good night's sleep. I hope we didn't miss you. I don't know what time it was there. I don't know what time it is there. But if you're still awake, have a good night's sleep. And I would serenade you, but it would be weird if I don't know if you're here or not.
Alex says maybe the lamb chop rasbora, SBI rasbora perhaps, or Tucano tetra. See, some things I just cannot say the right way. They're all tetra to me.
I don't know. Daggone it. You know, they were the exact shape of like your neon and your cardinal tetras, but they were gold.
Mm-hmm.
And they were smaller. And these, I don't think they were brand new babies. I don't think they were fry. They were just really small. Like they were the size of Darios, but the shape and coloration of neon tetras. When I say coloration, I mean the pattern, except they were like gold. And they were not Pristilla tetras. I don't know what they were. And it makes me mad because they're probably gone now. And they're certainly going to be gone by the time I get this fish out of here.
The funny thing is, if you took 15 of them out of there, it wouldn't have even looked like
No.
it. Because there had to have been like 50, 75.
There was just this amazing swarm of them back and forth.
They were gorgeous.
They were just, I loved them so much. And it's over 2 hours away from us to go to that shop. It's an event for us to go to that shop.
We went there for rocks
Yes.
and good substrate.
Yeah, and that is kind of another update. Give you a preview of something that is to come. My hands and Lisa's hands are both
Brown.
completely full of
Dirty
CY
looking.
glue.
No, my fingernails. I've got, like, I washed my fingers, my hands really good with soap and water, but I still have the dirt down
Your
in
fingers
my...
look like a plumber's fingers.
They're
Jeez.
horrible because I don't do my nails. I don't do anything. I have the very boring wedding band because I don't want to have anything fancy on my hands because I'm always in fish tanks. So it's like, I've got gross hands.
But your hands were in fish tank. We were doing fish tanks. We were doing some aquascaping today. Well, you were.
Yes, it was fun.
I was filming. You were scaping. It was a lot of fun. So here's how it works, folks. I've been teasing it for a while. about the Aquatop not starter kits, but nano cube kits. We are going to be carrying those on the website. I know we're going to be carrying those because, first of all, I've already paid for them and they're on their way. But also, I got those a while back. I got them in here. I played around with them. I saw how things worked, and I said, okay, I like the system. I like the way they're set up. I like the price. And I like the way they're packaged so that we can ship them to customers. And so I put in a big order for a whole bunch of them. And they're on their way. Lesson learned: if you own a retail business around the fish keeping industry, or probably really any industry, don't put in orders the week before Christmas. Not if you expect to get it in any period of time. I ordered them, I think it was like the 18th. And the distributor that I ordered them from shipped them out the next day. I mean, they were really fast.
He's amazing.
And then, there's, who knows where they are. They're coming Monday.
Right.
Actually, let me rephrase that, because I put 2 orders in with the same distributor. Both times they shipped it immediately. Haven't received any of them yet. And one of them, I don't know which one, is going to be here on Monday. Hopefully it's the one with
Good
tanks.
thing we didn't order fish through him.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, well, he would have sent those overnight. But yeah, don't order stuff. You can order stuff from retailers, but don't order stuff that has to be shipped on a pallet. Don't do that the week before Christmas, because people take off and they're off the whole week and all that. But anyway, who cares? Point is, I bought a bunch of these tanks to test. And so we had them. 2 of them, 3 of them are still sitting right there. So we're like, hey, let's have some fun and let's do some scapes. And there's another super secret thing that we haven't talked about that involves those tanks that we're also not going to talk about now.
No, we got a lot of secrets.
But it's a big secret, but it's going to be really cool. And you'll have to watch that video to find out. When is that video going to come out? I don't know. I mean, we filmed the majority of it today, the actual scape, but then we're going to let things settle down to get that good after shot, the completion shot, and then we'll put the video out. So it's not going to be this Sunday. This Sunday's video that's coming out, I'm actually really excited about. It is a video about goldfish, and it's fun. Even if you don't like goldfish, you should watch it, because it's one of those true or false videos. I had a lot of fun doing it. And I hope that you enjoy it. So maybe next week will be yours, and then mine will be the week after that. Because, hey, I know what all of you are saying right now, that I'm terrible at aquascaping. Well, guess what? That's going to change. I'm going to force it to change. I will become better at aquascaping. I'm not going to sit here. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I'm going to enter a contest, because no.
I rearranged his hardscape. I couldn't help it.
But then I put it back. We were practicing, getting an idea of what we want to do. And you did yours.
Like, let me just tweak yours a little.
And what did I do? I took it all out and redid it all again. So don't you even try to say that you did it for me, because you didn't. But the point is, we went to House of Tropicals specifically to buy rocks for those scapes. Mm-hmm. We didn't need driftwood because we stock that. So yeah, that's what we went up there for.
I'm going to get all of this kind of rock. And he gets all of the exact same one. I'm over there and I'm like with my phone, we'll pretend it's a rock. And I'm like,
yeah, she's picking them up. And I picked out my rocks in 4 seconds.
Looking, has to be of different shapes. Have to, analyze it. And they can't all be the same, because I'm going to be scaping multiple tanks, not just one. And he just gets all the same one. I don't think he even looked at them.
I did.
Like, no, you didn't.
I most certainly did.
You looked at it as you put it in the cart.
They have everything there. They have slate. They have cirrustone. They have river rocks. They have dragonstone, holy rock. They have all of it. They have big, giant pieces of driftwood that are like the size of that, except that's not really wood. I'm going to say it, Universal Rocks. I get asked twice a week where I get that from, Universal Rocks. And the cool thing is, all of the rocks are just like in big boxes on the floor and you just pick them out and you take them up to the counter and they weigh them and it's very cool. So I went to the Cirrus Stone. That's how I say it. I don't care how you say it. And I just said, yep, like that one. Yep. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and measure it and stand back and go,
Why
no.
not? That's what you do.
No.
You got to have balance in a tank.
Had to go and look at all of the fish. I think that the all of the shipping issues and the holiday season and all of that kind of stuff, I think that affected their stock of fish, because there wasn't as many like jaw-dropping, oh my God, fish like we usually see there. That fish or that store has a particular aisle that, like, the first half of the aisle on both sides is larger tanks, and they keep big, oddball, sometimes rare fish in there.
Wow.
So that's where you would see like an 18-inch clown fish for sale. What are those called? Clown knives. Or one time we were in there, they had like an 18-inch albino clown knife. They'll have sometimes stingrays, sometimes big datnoids, big plecos, so that's the first place I go all the time. And I don't think they hardly had anything.
They had what was it? They had a great big old, it was some kind of shark.
I don't even remember.
Like, not like a shark, but you know what I mean. What it was, I forget.
I don't remember.
I don't know.
I don't even
Brain
remember
too.
the fish that I loved there that I want to go back and get.
Yeah.
I don't remember anything anymore, but
Well, there's a question I want to answer.
Do it.
Eric Truesdale asked, "Hey, Lisa, my daughter wants to know how big does a beta tank have to be to keep them happy? She has a 1.5 gallon tank and they keep dying, and she gets upset because she loves her colorful fish." Well, I mean, 1.5 gallon is definitely on the small side. I would recommend a 5 gallon, but with that, there may be other things going on too that you might want to look into. But I would start with a 5 gallon. You don't have to have anything bigger than that if it's just one beta fish.
Alex wants to know where we get rhino stone. I am going to have to look and see what that is, because I know rocks as, like, the pretty tan ones with the white stripes. Like, that's how I describe rocks.
Yeah.
I may have seen this. I may have not. Well, that looks like Cirrus stone. That looks like what I would call Cirrus stone. That's a beautiful rock, Alex. Did they have something like that at House of Tropicals?
I can't see.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Over there. I remember.
I don't think it really matters, because I don't think Alex is going to drive from Seattle to Baltimore, Maryland. But it kind of looks similar to some of the rocks that you got, but yours were flatter.
It's not what I got, but it looks very familiar. I think I think they did have it there, but I don't think he's gonna.
Yeah, that's not really going to help you there, Alex. I typically don't look for rocks from a distributor standpoint, mainly because I don't sell rocks on the website because they just cost too much to ship. I suppose it could be done because we could ship them all priority flat rate and still lose money, but who cares? It's something maybe we could do, but when you figure how much it weighs and how much of a hassle it's going to be, and then how much space it takes up and all of that, it's never been something that we've considered stocking for our website.
Yeah.
And from a aquascaping standpoint, you ain't looking at an aquascaper. Not yet, anyway. I'm going to make myself an aquascaper, but I've never been hardcore into aquascaping. But that's changing. I'm trying to get into it because I love it. I'm so jealous when I see people like MD and Serpa and Aquapros and George Farmer and all these people that are artists with their aquariums. I'm not trying to say I want to be like those guys, because it takes a special gift to be like those guys. I just want to be able to make something beautiful. To me, that's beautiful. And I know to a lot of people that's beautiful. But I want to be able to do other kind of stuff beautiful too. So what I'm trying to say is I've never shopped for that rock before because I've never had a need for it. You're chomping at the bit to say something.
Oh, I was just going to say, I mean, as far as scaping goes, I've scaped the larger tanks. Now it's getting more into scaping something teeny and small instead of, the 125. That was fun.
That was a chore.
That was fun the first time, not the second time. So having to transfer down to the basement and to the new fish room, to have to take all of that down to, it was so heavy because I had so much hardscape in it, and then it had sand and gravel and having to redo it all. It was hard to like it anymore.
I still think my scapes are there. I'm starting small, just like you started big and now you're going small. I'm starting small and they're still going to be simple. I am a simplistic. I like it simple. I'm not saying I don't like looking at aquariums that are just robustly full of beautiful plants and hardscapes and all of this. I like looking at that. I don't like taking care of that. So I don't know that I'd ever go that far with it, but I do want to experiment with it. Listen, the best thing you can do for this hobby is try new things. It's not like this hobby has gone stale for me. It hasn't. I sit in here every single day and I'm around these amazing fish. It's a beautiful life. But you got to try new things. And you wouldn't think it because I've been doing this as long as I have. Aquascaping has never been something that's appealed to me as a project for myself. It appeals to me to look at when I see beautiful aquariums like George Farmer and MD Fish Tanks. I'm like, wow, they're so beautiful. But it doesn't appeal as a project for me until now.
Well, and for me, what I'm really excited about is the fact that I have like 100 or so house plants. Like, I have a lot of house plants. It looks like a jungle in my house. I've got it to the point where I'm going on other levels of the house just to have more room, because I get so addicted to propagating a new propagating a new plant and just trying new things to see if I can propagate it this way or that way. And it's really working, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. So one of the things I haven't been as in love with is the aquatic plants. I do the simple ones like Anubias or Java fern, just the easy ones that aren't hard to kill. So, or they are hard to kill, excuse me. But I just want to bring both of my favorite things together: fish keeping, water, and plants, and see what I can create in a glass box. I mean,
again, trying something new. It's not trying something new. It's more trying something new for me than it is you. Although you go back in time. I did have some plants. Corey helped me out with them. Helped me out to understand how to keep them, and I kept them extremely well. They were two very, very easy plants to keep. He knew I was not real smart up here, so he set me up with some fish that are some plants that are easier. One of them is the Phacolopolis octopus tank. I don't even know what the name of that stupid plant is, but the octopus one, it sounds like I said a bunch of different curse words there. I didn't. The octopus plant that you can literally just put it anywhere and it will grow. And then Valsinaria, which I love Valsinaria.
I remember he gave you the bulbs and the lilies.
Right, that was the banana plant. I didn't. It was the banana plant. Yes, it was.
I thought he gave you the lily.
I don't know. Maybe it was. But So plants are not new for me, but using plants to create a beautiful aquascape is something that's new for me. But anyway, we went way too far off topic, and Leo Contreras has a question that I am really excited to answer.
Oh, does it have to do with the gnats or something?
With a what?
The gnats.
No.
Oh.
Happy New Year's. Have you guys seen white labs?
Ooh.
Saw some on a post. Nice
Yes.
looking and bonus.
Yes, we've had those. Love white labs.
Yes,
Yeah.
I like them too.
We used to sell them.
Yep, I do not like them as much as I like yellow labs, obviously. Because, okay, listen. They're not a snowy white color. They're
No.
more of a,
They're not like the Snow Whites
right. They're more of an off-white, like,
with the stripe, just like
and the black, right. And they're beautiful, but they're not like pure Snow White like the Snow Whites are. I like Snow Whites better than I like yellow labs.
What?
Or is that, stop it,
White
John.
labs.
Than white labs. I was telling myself to stop it, by the way. But I do like the fish. I think they're really nice looking. They're very cool. They look exactly like any other lab, but they're white, and I like those. So yes, get them. They're cool. But the yellow ones are better. When do we get? Oh, I already did. When do we get to see the 240 again? I love KG says, "Who am I?" I don't remember your name. Was it Jeffrey, Joseph, Geronimo?
I can't believe that.
I'm terrible. What do you want me to say? You remember? That's all that matters. That's why I keep you around. What's his name?
I feel bad now because I thought you were supposed to remember, but I thought it was Joseph.
See? Look, this is my life,
You
folks.
said, I will never forget. I will never forget now.
If it's over a week,
So,
forget it. It's done.
I was like,
I'm not
okay,
going to
he's
remember.
going to remember.
Listen, I feel terrible. But who are you? You are I Love KG. That's who you are.
Right.
That's who you will always be. LC, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I just want to let you know that my New Year's resolution is to spend more time aquascaping my 75-gallon tank. I have 6 Java Fern. It's a start. Research is going to happen. There you go. Well, listen, LC, watch our videos coming up because we are not going to be presenting these videos from an expert aquascaper standpoint. It's going to be more, hey, we're going to have some fun with this. This is going to be a good time. Let's see what we can create. Already, she's way better at it than I am. But for both of us, it's going to be, hey, this is going to be fun. Let's just enjoy the process. So you should follow along if you're just getting into it too.
I had a lot of fun with the Zen Aquascape, even though it was super simple, and I kept it like as simple as you could with the moss. Pretty much, I did the hardscape in it. The moss was, I think, the only aquarium plant, and then I used my monstera and my philodendron to brighten it up around the outside and propagate the monstera in it. But I like doing stuff like that too. I like to bring my house plants into my aquarium scape. I just think that's a lot of fun. I have a variegated monstera clipping that John had got me for my birthday, so I stuck it in my King George's tank, the 15-gallon that I scaped. It's still scaped. I haven't killed those plants yet. And King George is still doing wonderful. And he's taking an amazing, awesome care of my...
he does hang out in the roots.
Yeah,
of the
in the
plant.
variegated monstera. So I have 3 leaves on it. He's taking care of that plant. I absolutely love it. So.
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the plants, we've had a little help. That's the teaser I'm going to give you. Not money. We didn't have anybody send them to us for free or anything like that. But we have a little secret weapon, and we're going to be sharing that with you in those videos. So, and we have a vision of things to come that will be a very cool incorporation of everything that we're talking about right now and all of her house plants, and you're just going to have to wait and see. And we're going to have some chips fall in the right places. But we'll see about that. But yeah, lots of plans and an ever evolving thing. Hope Mud says, hey, John and Lisa. Hello.
Hello.
Hong, I can't do it. Because it looks like Luong, and I hope that's what it is. With the, I don't know the symbol. It's $1, and I don't care what symbol it is. Thank you so much for that, my friend. Daryl Scott, what are you two excited for in the year 2022, other than surprise move that we all know is coming? Yeah, I watched your interview on the DIY podcast. I actually feel really, really bad that I have not promoted that stream. We were on Joey's Aquariums Unfiltered podcast. That was a lot of fun. Did that several weeks ago. We filmed it.
I was like, wasn't it right after Thanksgiving?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my gosh, it seems like forever ago. And then you guys cheated and took off the Santa hats, and we kept them on.
Because my Santa hat was
girls.
terrible.
We got to keep our hats on.
My Santa hat was a nightmare. It was horrible. But yeah, kind of, yeah, we'll see about that. But it was a lot of fun. The podcast was fun. And, we've talked about, doing it again, and I would look forward to that because it would be fun.
Yeah.
And I still think it should be just me and then do one with just you, because then we won't be talking over each other, and I won't be accused of not letting you talk.
Well, there's 4 people there, so it's kind of hard for somebody to not get talk over. Maybe, well, I know they're really, he doesn't want to do one without her. So I guess it wouldn't make sense for him to do one with you and her with me. But that would probably be the most talking she ever did on the channel if her and I had the conversation.
His podcast.
Just because you two can take over a podcast, that's for sure.
We can. Yeah, I mean, Joey is definitely somebody that dominates a conversation, and so do I.
And so do you.
So you put the two of us together, and it's like, it's just nonstop. But it was a lot of fun. And yeah, we did kind of spill the beans a little bit, but there's been some snags, and hopefully they get worked out, and we'll see. But we'll hopefully be making that announcement very, very soon. What are we excited for in 2022? Well, one is that thing that will hopefully happen.
I'm excited to be better in 2022 than we were in 2021. Not better than anybody else, but better than what we were the year before.
We could go so deep into that, but I don't think I should, other than to say I agree. I think that we always need to improve. I mean, I'm not somebody, complacency is something that I am terrified of, and so I'm somebody that wants to always be trying to push to get better at my work and everything else. So yeah, I 100% agree, but I don't want to get into the weeds about that too much, because I could go all night long talking about that.
I know.
But I agree 100% with you. I am definitely excited about going to the shows again. Even though there may be complications. But again, that's a conversation for another day.
I am definitely not going to Florida in February. That's not me saying maybe I'm going, maybe I'm not. It's not happening. I'm not going just because with things the way they are with our business and everything else, somebody needs to stay behind and take care of the business, take care of the animals, and it just makes sense for John to go since he's already speaking, but I'm definitely not going to go, but I know there's going to be a lot of other really cool people there, and it'll be a lot of fun. So
you were talking about how Joey likes to have Tamara on the podcast with him. She's like his whoopee, which you are like my whoopee at the talks.
oh
And that's going to be weird. It's going to be weird standing up in front of the room and delivering a message without you sitting in the front row in your little Red Riding Hood
Oh, stop.
costume.
You're so funny.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to those. And you know, I want to do things that I was unable to do last year, things that I said I wanted to do, but I didn't. And then I'm saying now I want to do them, and I probably still won't. But something that I kind of want to add to the trip in Florida, I've already talked about. I want to go see Harry Potter.
I don't know how you're going to have time when
I
you're
don't
going
either.
to fly in.
I don't know either, but
Yeah.
we'll see. But I would also, if there is time, I'd love to go down to Will Nace's place.
Yes, because you have to bring me back a fox.
Well, I don't think they let those on the planes, and I don't think we can keep one here. But I want to go down there and see this whole zoo that he's putting together. I think that'd be really cool. And I think if I'm going down to Florida by myself, I think it would be a better opportunity for me to go see him, because you don't want to go see snakes anyway.
I want to go because I want to see the foxes and the hoo-hoos.
Well, then
But we're not. I'm just not going to be able to go that time. But there's other times.
it's not going to be the last time we are going to set foot in the state of Florida. We
No.
love Florida, and so yeah. But Will said I could come on down there.
Well, I'll just go another time.
I will just invite myself down there. I think he's in Tampa, but then again, no, I think he's farther south. I don't know. I don't know where he's at. It doesn't matter. He's in the state of Florida. If I'm going to be in the state of Florida, I think he said it's like 2.5 hours or whatever from Orlando. Anyway, who cares? I'd like to go see Blake. I'd like to go see Will, and I'd like to go see Harry Potter. But anyway, and then Danielle Grass says the same thing. Any fishy New Year resolutions, John and Lisa? I think we've kind of already covered that. I mean, we have big plans. It's just not something that we can talk about. I'm really, really sorry. It's tough. I think that most of you can kind of get the gist of what it is without us even saying. And that's because we've already said too much. So, but there is a lot of resolutions. Whether it's going to come to fruition or not, I don't know. I wish I knew. We'll hopefully know soon. But thank you so much for that. Ethan Wilson, Happy New Year to my favorite YouTube parents. Or no, excuse me, not my favorite, but my YouTube parents.
Who said that?
Ethan Wilson.
Oh, he's been around forever.
I've officially watched for 9 years since I was 11.
See?
Hope that makes you feel extra
I
old.
remember Ethan.
I didn't feel old until now. Thanks, Ethan. Thanks a lot.
He's been around since he was a little kid.
It's weird when you think about it being that long. I mean, and the evolution from 2000. I mean, we're coming up on the official. Wait, no. Yes, no. Hold on. May will be the official 10-year anniversary.
For what?
Right?
For
I'm going to check
YouTube?
this.
May?
Yeah, because it was May of 2012, wasn't it? When we uploaded our first video.
I didn't upload one.
May 4th of 2012. Yeah, I was right.
Oh.
So coming up here in May, it will be the official 10-year anniversary of our YouTube channel. And that is wild. I mean, 10 years? Wow. I'm sorry. I moved the camera before, and now I just can't seem to get myself centered on camera. I'm off to the side. Sorry about that. But yeah, thanks a lot, Ethan, for making me feel like an old man. The fact that we have 5 kids, one of them's 26 years old and has 2 children, none of that made me feel old.
Yeah.
But now you have. Thanks.
Wait, David was in high school when we started the YouTube channel. David was in high school when we had the fish store.
And now he has served our country for 4 years, did a tour in Iraq, and moved out.
Not a tour. He just.
Well, he did he was deployed to Iraq. I mean, this is the same thing.
Well, whatever.
He didn't go on a bus and tour. This is the beautiful. It wasn't like a tour, a military tour, but done all of that. Had 2 children and
bought a house and refinanced it already too.
all in the amount of time that we've had this YouTube channel.
Yeah. Wow.
Anyway, thanks, Ethan. Thanks a lot.
And the last one is graduating this year. The very last one. I have pictures of CJ up on the KG Tropicals Instagram from way back when we started it. And it was him as a little boy sitting in one of those teeny tiny little chairs in front of the fish tank like this, looking at the fish at the fish store. And now he is a senior in high school.
He is also the one, he was like 5. He's the one that picked out that first albino tiger, Oscar.
Oh, Oscar.
And the red-tailed catfish, which we ended up having to... What did he name that fish? I don't...
Was it Tom?
It was Tom.
Tom.
Wow. I'm so glad you remembered that. Yeah. And he was just a little guy, and now he's graduating and joining the Navy. It's just ridiculous. It's crazy. We blinked, and now here we are. We're old people. Thanks, Ethan.
Ethan took us down memory lane.
I'm going to give Ethan a hard time for the rest of the night tonight. Blake Robinson, my first time seeing you guys live after just recently finding you, but how many bristlenose pleco, if any, do you recommend for a 37-gallon tall tank? I have 1 bamboo shrimp, 2 nerites, and 3 tetras. Thanks. You're the bristlenose pleco person, even though I have more than you.
Well, I would only put 1 in there just because.
1? Come on, get 3 or 4 of them in there. You'll be fine.
Okay, you know me. Less is best in my opinion with everything, but a couple wouldn't hurt.
Says
just
the woman who has 400 beta tanks.
Well, anyway, if they end up breeding, what's he gonna do? So.
I mean, that's true, but you can have 3, 4 of them in there. They'll be completely fine, and they're not going to bother each other. And don't listen to her. Listen to me.
Not common plecos.
No. He said specifically bristlenose.
Plecos.
They're not common plecos.
Yeah.
Plecos, she likes to say. It's adorable. That's why I keep you around. Abby Greenway, hello. What are your forts on saltwater tanks? I don't think forts was intended as the word there, as I want one, but I know they can be tricky. I think saltwater aquariums are amazing. I think that if you are nervous about keeping one, don't be. If you know how to keep a freshwater aquarium, keeping a saltwater aquarium is going to be very easy for you. However, I'm talking about a saltwater aquarium. I'm not talking about a reef. If you're going to keep a reef and you're going to keep corals and you're going to do all of that, this is that's a completely different ball game. I did not have a good experience with that. It was not the coral's fault. It was not the tank's fault. It was my fault.
I thought you did good with it. It was going good.
The tank was going good, and I could keep anemones no problem, and I could keep what are those things that look like sunflowers that are laying on the ground?
Starfish?
Oh,
I don't know. I guess you would have said star.
Somebody's gonna say it, but they look like sunflower.
The snails were super cute too.
They're super popular, and they're all different colors. Those I was fine with. The anemones I was fine with, and I can keep a saltwater aquarium because keeping a saltwater aquarium, it's no more difficult than keeping one of these. It's really not. I mean, you just have to understand salinity, and that's not even that hard. It's zoanthids. That's what it is. And it's not on my screen right now. I'm sure somebody will probably put it, but there's like a 15-second delay. I remembered that on my own. But keeping a saltwater aquarium is not hard. It's more expensive, and it's a little bit tricky, but it's not that big of a deal. And then, yep, here it is. Now, somebody put Xenia and zoanthids. Xenia really, I'm sorry, it's 9 o'clock at night, pissed me off.
Oh.
Because that's all I wanted. The ones that go like this.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I wanted.
I don't remember those.
I got some from Tidal Gardens and I killed them. And I was so upset. They're just the most amazing thing. They just sit there and do this all day long. They just talk to you all day long. And they're supposed to be They're supposed to be so easy to keep that they're a nuisance for a lot of reef keepers because they spread so fast.
Do you remember I got you a couple special little cow clownfish, the cow ones?
Yes. And those fish are still alive and doing well. They're at Joey's house.
Oh yeah, Joey Rest has them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's.
At least I called them cows. I don't know if they were called.
I
cows.
love clownfish so much.
They were beautiful.
And I'm obviously somebody that likes multiples of fish, as you can see behind the beautiful woman sitting across the table from me. A tank full of yellow labs. I would love to have a tank full of clownfish. I know they are more difficult to keep in a group than labs are, but I would love those. I just mesmerized by the tank at House of Tropicals that's always full of clownfish. They're for sale, and it's always full of them, and I love it so much.
I think the coolest tank we had at the fish store was the 125-gallon we used as a grow-out tank for the Dolphins. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
We probably had three spawns of them in there.
Yep.
Like, they were from, like, this size to that size, and I don't know, probably 100 of them in there.
That's a really cool, that's a good tank to have a lot of.
Awesome.
A good fish to have a lot of. But they do get big, though.
Well, I mean, it was a grow-out tank. It was just basically to start growing them out and then start separating them and putting them in other tanks.
I've gotten so into Tidal Gardens material. That guy's voice is therapeutic.
Oh, he's a nice guy.
Than is an amazing human being. I adore
like
that
him.
man, and I feel very bad that I was not able to get up to his place. I had it all planned out. I was going to go see his place when I was going to go to the OCA, and I didn't end up going. It was just it was a manic couple of weeks for us. And I wasn't able to do it, and I'm really, really sad. I will do it, though, eventually, because his new facility is awe-inspiring. And we sat and talked to him, and it was Dallas.
It was.
For a long time about that, because I mean, I've always thought, someday maybe we might be building a building, and I asked him. Than's a friend of mine. I've known him for years, and I was okay with asking him, how much he paid for that. And we had to call the janitorial staff because I vomited all over the floor when he told me. No, I didn't. But Coral is a good business to be in, I guess. But that was a shock. So I will not be building a building like Than's.
Not like him.
But I want to see that so bad. If you're not into reefs and all that kind of stuff and you don't know what I'm talking about, he has a 9,000 square foot 2-story building in his backyard that is like something you would expect to see. I don't even know. It's unbelievable is what it is. It is so far beyond what you would think of like a YouTube studio. Like you look at Joey's gallery, it's gorgeous. It's beautiful. He always keeps it really nice. That is way above board. You know what I mean? Like that is one of the nicest things on YouTube as far as a fish room goes. Corey's new spot that he has where he does his stream is really nice too. Than's spot looks like something you would expect to put together with like a Hollywood budget. I mean, the lighting and it's all these different colors, and it's purple and it's blue and and you're right. He has a voice of an angel.
It's so funny because when we've talked about building a building, I'm like, it's going to be 2 stories, right? Because
she keeps saying that every time.
After you showed me that video, I'm like, there's anything less would be just nonsense.
Yeah, we can do 2 stories, but our second story is going to be like a loft with a 2x4 railing, and you got to climb an extension ladder to get up there.
It'll be 2 stories, but it's going to be about the size of the shed.
Right. If you expect it to look like
or
Tidal
the
Gardens. But you know what? I admire Than for what he's done. That guy works hard, and he's put together an amazing team of people up there. And, he worked out of that greenhouse in his backyard for a long time to be able to do what he did with that building. Yeah. So I'm super proud of him and super happy for him. And I'm so upset that I didn't get to get up there and see that. But anyway, moving on now. Furloughs Aquatics, Happy New Year to my favorite fish tubers. I have successfully, this is the part where he makes me mad. I've successfully completed my biker collection before the end of 2021.
Nice.
Picked up a Delhazai. That's not one that I'm familiar with, but good job. An Enlacari in addition to my ornate.
Wow.
I am officially jealous of you, my friend. I don't know what the Delhazai is. I'm going to look it up right now.
Do it.
Because I feel like I need to know. There it is. I don't know if I'm saying it right. Oh yeah, okay. They look a lot like Enleys. But more defined. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. Good job. Good job, Eric. That's nice. Yeah, maybe someday I'll have a big old collection of those bad boys.
You never know.
We're stuck. Can't do anything here. But if we're ever able to expand our operation, I'd like to give that tank to the bikers. Me? No.
Oh.
To the bikers. Move the Oscars somewhere and the Severum somewhere and put a bunch of them, or get a bigger tank and fill it with nothing but bikers. Have every single type of biker. What was that noise?
I think it's Meow Meow out there scratching at something.
That's what happens when you broadcast from a garage. But good for you, Eric. Happy for you. Super excited. Master Aquatics. Lisa has improved 100,000% on aquatic plants. And John, you adding your flair to the tanks will be awesome to watch your growth in 2022. Happy New Year. Thank you so much for that, Eduardo.
Happy New Year.
Eduardo reminds me, I do have to talk about something because he was involved with it. And I didn't want to open up with it because I was afraid I would lose it. I don't want to go into details, but everybody who knows me knows I'm very close with Drew Fishy Biz. And he and his wife experienced probably the most devastating thing the week before Christmas. And Drew did a stream the other day, and Eduardo popped up on it, which I thought was awesome of him to do, and a lot of other people did. I watched it, and I wanted to participate. I just couldn't. I've been in a similar situation, not as severe as his, but a similar situation. And even if you have to go through something like that, mine was easier.
No, I mean, to me,
it's hard to explain it.
It was just as bad. When I say that, I mean, I know what you're saying. It's a life is a life, and every life is important.
It brought back a lot of memories for me, having been there before, and I admire that man, that he's able to still function right now and function to a point where he can do a live stream. And he did it because this community is such a beautiful place. And he knew that he was going to come here and he was going to be in good hands, because all the people that are here were there too. You know, I mean, this is all a beautiful community of people. And the love that I saw that night was awe-inspiring. And Eduardo was one of those people. I still don't know how to say her name, if it's Shana or Shanna.
Shanna?
I say Shanna.
I say Shanna.
We can say it. I don't think she would care. She was with him for quite a while. A lot of people popped up, and I could have done it, but I think I would have been a blubbering mess if I was to have done that.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So thank you to the community that helped my friend out through this, because there is no such thing as a worse scenario than what he has gone through over the last couple of weeks. And I just don't know that I'd be standing if I did.
The support has been amazing. The fish community has been so amazing. with offering their condolences, offering whatever they can give. And this being Christmas time, it's hard for everybody, usually like financially, but if they couldn't do something financially, they were offering their support. Just everybody was there for him, and it was great. Yeah. It's
I
just
watched
awesome.
someone, and I wish I could remember her name. I would love to shout her out. Somebody gave him a $500 super chat.
Yeah.
I was like mind blown.
Coventry.
Yeah,
or something.
daggone it. She's been in here before too. I've seen her. I wish I could remember that. That blew my mind.
Yeah.
And you know, Drew would have been perfectly fine if he had gone through that entire stream and there was not one super chat. I mean,
Right.
that's not why he did it, but the way the community came through was a beautiful, beautiful thing to see.
I agree.
And it makes me so glad to be involved in this community, because I know if something were to happen in my life, I know this community would be here. And you know, there's bad doers on this platform, even in our community, people that try to stir the pot and try to make trouble for people and all of that kind of stuff. Those people are few and far between. And the overwhelmingly beautiful side of this community far exceeds the people that are just trying to start drama. So what a beautiful place to be. And it was absolutely solidified that night. So anybody that was there that night, I think it was Monday night,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
If you were there, I was there with you, and it was beautiful.
We were lurking. We were just trying to stay out of like the chat part of it and just listen.
There was a lot of people sharing their stories, which I'm going to be honest. I'm somebody that's always kind of on the brutally honest side. There were times where I was like, hey, we should maybe not be all sharing our stories, because this should be all about him. But what I saw was him being so moved by hearing everybody else's
Right.
stories.
Because not everybody is the same. Some people like to know that they're not in it alone, and it helps them to get through it. And the people that were sharing, I think it made them feel better to share it too. And then everybody was just so helpful with each other. So
It was amazing to see. Whip's World, bless him, has been through something similar here in the not so distant past. And you know,
it seemed like a lot more people than we realized, to be honest. It was like, wow.
it makes you feel very lucky to be a part of this community.
Right.
Whether you're a streamer getting super chats and all that, who cares about all of that? Just being a part of it is an amazing thing. So we need to move on now.
and you know, this isn't a child. It was a wife. But Catfish Terry, I'm not sure. You may not be as familiar, but he's somebody, you know, because you're not always like in other chats and stuff all the time. Just a few people you'll go on live streams and stuff with. But he lost his wife. I believe they were together for 40 years, and right before Christmas, the week of, and it's sad, you know, but I'm glad that we have this community and everybody is here offering support. So
Coventry, is it Doherty?
yeah.
Wooden is how you say it.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for that, Jennifer Weaver. Yes, big shout out to her. I don't know her situation, but $500 is a lot of money. I don't care if you're Elon Musk. That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And that was beautiful to see. So from me, thank you. We got to get through this because it's already 9:15.
There's one other thing, a positive thing.
Every time.
Something happy, something positive. I do want to say, because Hope Mudd and Don Jones, they come in as Rojo. They got married.
Nice.
Jennifer's mom, little Jennifer. So they got married. Can't can't remember.
These were the folks in Chicago or Dallas?
Dallas. You remember.
Dallas.
Yeah.
Well, I remembered, but I didn't remember what show it was. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because the shows, we get them mixed up. But they got married. So, there was some happy stuff going on. So, congratulations, Hope and Dawn.
We got married in the same year. How about that?
Right.
I love KG says, y'all are amazing. Yes, it is Joseph. See,
I knew it was Joseph.
but didn't I
was like,
say Joseph before you did? I'm pretty sure I did say
you
it before.
probably did.
I think I said several names, but Joseph was one of them.
Yeah, and then I was like, Joseph, that's the one. So.
Melissa Jeswald, please send positive vibes to Jax. He's had a few bad days. Diabetic cat pushing 18 years. Ouch.
Poor Jax. Oh, Melissa, I hope he feels better. He's such a sweet kitty. He reminds me so much of Honey. He looks just like Honey,
Oh, that's
except
cute.
he's a boy. He's all fluffy and gray and white. He's adorable.
This woman sitting across from me is trying so hard
Stop.
to adopt another.
No, it's 3. There's 3. So I think what happened is again with something sad, the lady down the street from us who has taken care of a lot of stray cats along with me, but on her end, she had a stroke on Christmas Day, and she's in the ICU on a ventilator right now. And I feel the cats are migrating to me now, and so I'll go out there and I'm feeding several of them now, at one time, just constantly filling the bowls up, and they're coming and I'm feeding them, and one of them will come up to me if I just say meow meow, and he'll start saying meow meow, and he comes up to me and we talk, and he's just so super adorable. So I named him Meow Meow. Go figure.
Our beagle.
Oh, see, you're going to laugh about that. And I was upset. I was really upset about that.
I'm laughing about it because nothing bad happened.
He was terrified.
The Meow Meow cat was on the front porch, and all 3 of us were coming in the house. As a matter of fact, we were carrying in the stuff from House of Tropicals, and Roxy, our beagle, saw that cat, was freaking out.
Roxy is doing good, by the way.
This will show you she's doing good. She saw her, and all of us, I had 20-pound bags of substrate, and CJ had a box full of rocks, and I don't know what you had, but and Roxy got out the door and booked it after that cat.
And she ran so
free,
awkwardly.
That's true.
Like Steven.
She did run like she hadn't run that way in a while. Like it was a strain.
She didn't know how to run. And it was just the weirdest run. But poor Meow Meow. I felt so bad.
He went straight up a tree.
He went up a tree, and his nails, he was attached to this tree, and he was just around it like a koala bear. And he's looking down, and he's just petrified. And I felt horrible for him. And CJ got Roxy. She finally stopped.
This is in our neighbor's backyard, by the way.
Yeah, right in the backyard. So it wasn't too far of a run. But finally, we got him to come down. And he took off. And I said, he'll never come back again.
But he came back that night.
He came back that night, and he ate. And I have carriers out there with the heating pad things in it that are meant for animals outside, and I have it hooked up so he could go in there and get warm, because it's not real cold here right now. I think it's been getting down mid-40s, but it's still cold, so I like to offer shelter. But I'm gonna have to move on and do some more with them, because I don't want them to be out there like that.
I'm not trying to be disrespectful.
Yeah,
I'm looking around. I heard that noise again. My chihuahuas are out here with me all day, every day. And we
Is it behind me?
No, we take them out for the stream, because otherwise if they start barking or whatever, we're not rude like Bob Steenfott and just let our dogs bark while we're streaming. So, but they keep responding to something in this garage. And like they'll run over, and they'll be over at the near the door, and I'm like, what are y'all freaking out about? But I've heard it twice now that we've been streaming. I believe it is a rodent of some type.
I think it's Meow Meow out there scratching at the door wanting to come in.
I think it's probably a mouse.
Why would you say that?
I think it's probably a mouse. And I don't care if there's a mouse in our garage. Why would I care about that? I mean, I like mice. They're cute. I don't want a mouse.
In my house.
No, it's not in the house. It's in the garage. Ain't gonna hurt nothing out here. If it runs across my feet, I'm going to be honest. That'll freak me out a little bit.
You'll do what David did. My son, a lizard came in my house one day and sat right next to him on the, what do you call that, armrest? He's sitting there doing whatever, and this little lizard comes up and sits on the armrest.
It was one of those little skinks, the little
he
blue
goes,
tail.
"Ah!" I mean, just like that. It was hilarious. Football player in high school. He's like, "Ah!"
Screamed like a B word.
It was hilarious. Ran out the door and would not come back in the house. It was funny.
Burnell Williams, I hope I'm saying your name right, sent in a $5 super chat. Thank you so much for that, my friend. Timbo, tanking it easy. Happy New Year to the two people that hooked me with MTS. Pun intended. Yes, indeed. I went from wanting to learn about my two Oscars 2.5 years ago to 18 tanks now. Thanks. Timbo, I am sorry that we've done that to you.
Aw.
That's, hey, but I understand.
It happens.
Steenfot's in here too. Hey, Bob. Wonder why you came in here tonight. Whips World came in 2 times in a row with the #1 kitty and the Halo smiley face. Thank you so much for that. I just call him Zach Wild. Adolfo Prieto. Probably not saying that right. Just want to thank you guys for all the videos and content this past year. I started fish keeping about 2 years ago, and you guys have helped a bunch. Glad to do it. Thank you so much for that. Timothy, Lisa is going to get a pet fox. Awesome. This came in way back in the discussion about Will Nace.
Yes.
She wants one. We can't keep foxes in Virginia.
Guess we got to move out of Virginia.
Florida, you can keep them, but I saw him in his video today, by the way. He did a video today, and he showed the foxes. Showed one of them. Not the babies, but he showed one of them.
But they're rescues, so I need to help the foxes.
Leo Alpers. So I'm looking into getting a 29-gallon tank for my beta fish. What else can I put in the tank with him? Love you guys. Take it away, young lady.
29 gallons?
Yep.
Oh,
Bristlenose pleco, snails, and what kind of tetra?
Oh, all the tetras. I mean, I would do like a schooling fish, something that's kind of fast, but not too fast and too crazy. That's going to drive the beta nuts. But I always say rummy nose tetra or harlequin tetras, but I know people were probably like, can I keep something else? I think
Pencilfish.
I have pencilfish, but I've never put a beta with my pencilfish. But you can keep a variety of things. It's just you want to be careful that it's not a fish that's going to fin nip. And you don't want it to be too fast like Danio's, where, because I tried that once too. That's going to completely stress your beta out. But I've had success with Harlequin Rasboras. Harlequins. And the rummy nose tetra. But I don't like giving information if it's something I haven't kept myself,
Even if it's the same answer over and over and over again.
Yeah,
Well, I do the same thing, so I don't blame you.
I've done bristlenose, I've done snails, I've done Amano shrimp. But yeah.
Robert Riddenauer, I have a tank that's been cycling close to a month now, and the nitrate is up at 50 parts per million. Do I need to do a water change? And if so, how much water do I need to take out? Yes, you do. 50 parts per million is, you are done, my friend. That's very, very cool. You should be now with no ammonia, no nitrite, and your nitrates are up at 50 parts per million. I would like to see you do enough of a water change to take it down to below 20, at least below 20. A lot of people would say 10 to 15, but that's even better if you can do that. How much is that going to be? I have no idea because I don't know how big your tank is. If it's a 29-gallon tank, that might be a 50% water change, might do it. You just don't know. The best thing that you could do would be to use a test kit, test it pre-water change, then test it again after. See what that dilution has done to your nitrate levels. And if you need to do more, do a little bit more the next day. And just keep that, at below 20 is going to be the best. But if your nitrates are up there, then you have successfully completed your cycle. And I'm really glad to hear that, because most people, that question would read like this: my nitrites are at blah, 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 and I can't get them to come down to save my life. What do I do? That's a different conversation than what we're having with you, Robert. You've done good. You did your job. And now it's just time to get those down. Start out with 50% and see what happens and go from there. Test, test, test. Mike Verities, probably not saying that right. I set up a 29-gallon tank for quarantine, filter on for 2 weeks. pH and ammonia are okay, but nitrite, here we go. Nitrite and nitrate are high. Keep waiting or water change. If you have fish in the tank, you're going to want to do water change, because those nitrites are going to kill them. So do your water changes to keep that at bay. What I like to tell people is don't touch anything else. Don't clean anything out. Don't change your filter. Don't clean your filter. Let everything grow, all of that nastiness on it. Just do only water changes until everything balances out. That's what I would do. Clockwork Chaos, they make marine betas for saltwater. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. What? I've never heard of that.
I mean, I'm not familiar with
everything rascal.
Saltwater, so who knows?
I've never heard of that, but that's really cool. And if there are saltwater betas, I'd like to see them. LC, I challenge you, John, to create a snow white cichlid tank that is fully aquascaped. Well, it would just all be rocks.
Right.
And that could be beautiful. But, maybe someday. We'll see. Again, we can add these little 5-gallon cubes because you can put them anywhere. But can't add a tank that would be big enough to do what you're talking about doing, LC. But yeah, that would be really cool. Maybe someday I'll do it. Lefty, that guy.
Oh, Lefty.
20 months. Woo! Also, thoughts on Jalo Reef, Yellow Top, and Textilis cichlids.
I like Jalo Reefs.
Yeah, of course you do. As do I. Textilis cichlids. Never heard of them. I don't know. Might be the most common cichlid that's ever been cichlided, but I've never heard of it. So can't give you my opinion on that. Let's look it up. We only got a few minutes left, but why not look it up?
Apparently there are saltwater betas, by the way. That's how much we know about saltwater.
Libidinochromis textilis. That's cool. Yeah, sure. Why not? Go ahead. Go for it. Knock yourself out. Have fun with that.
Wow. It's a lab?
Yeah.
Huh. What's the common name?
Doesn't have one.
What's it look like?
It looks like I'll show you when the stream's over because we're already at 9:29.
Oh.
Thanks a lot, Lefty.
And I didn't even get to any of the polls.
I know, and it's too late for that.
I have 3 polls that I needed to go over.
Whips World, Whips World again. Two of my favorite people on the tube. May your lives, both in business and at home, flourish and grow throughout the upcoming year. Happy New Year. Thank you so much, my friend.
Awesome.
Hope to see you again in Chicago and maybe go out for a pizza. And maybe that could be the thing that could get her to go with me is that evening to be able to go hang out with you guys.
If I go to Chicago. Because I'll be in Chicago.
We will be in Chicago the weekend before or a couple of weeks before or whatever. We got to go to Chicago twice this year. Once for our kids' graduation from the Navy boot camp and once for Aquashella. So it's going to be a busy one. We are all lucky, Melissa Jeswald, to be surrounded by people who love animals and people. Lots of love in 2022. Aww. Yes, indeed.
Look, Melissa. Look, I'm wearing my bracelets that you got me. See?
Aren't they purty?
I love them.
Steenfot wanted to make his presence known by saying woof because of the whole thing where I said, I'm not rude and let my dogs bark on stream like Bob's
Right.
does. I actually get a kick out of that when that happens on Bob's stream. And I love Bob's dogs. Even though he hates my dogs, I love his.
He likes Roxy, I'm sure. It's just the Chihuahuas, the little ones that go. Meow, 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 meow.
Trying to think of something witty to come back with, and I can't. So we'll move on. Catwoman VA, haha. I always wanted a descented skunk. Aren't they adorable?
Oh my, we came across a whole family of skunks once. We were bicycling on a trail out here in King George, and trying to do the exercise thing one year for a couple weeks. It didn't last long, but anyways, we were going down this trail. I didn't have my glasses on. I don't think I was even wearing them at the time, but it's when I realized I needed glasses.
I'm wondering if she's going to tell this story correctly. Go ahead.
Well, we started coming up on this, what I thought looked like a cow laying down on the side of the trail, because it looked like it was just black and white. It was a black and white figure to me. And we get closer, and it starts moving, and there's several...
Probably 14.
Yeah, skunks.
Skunk babies.
Skunk babies. Yep.
One of them was all white.
All white. Oh my God, they were so cute. But from far away, I couldn't tell. It just looked like a cow was laying down on the side of the trail. And then we get closer, and I'm like, oh. But I really wanted one of them. They were adorbs.
Okay, so she's not telling the story right.
I told it exactly right.
You did,
I told
except
it the way I saw it with my bad eyes.
that's exactly how it happened. What you forgot to mention was how you fled the scene. It was like Wile E. Coyote, when you would see him go, pew, and he's gone. That's what it was like, her on the bike. She was like, I'm out of here. And I'm like, hey, where did you go? She was gone. And me and my daughter are standing there like, aren't they the most cutest thing you've ever seen? They were just little. And then we were like, maybe Lisa's smart because Mama's going to be coming back, because there wasn't a big skunk. It was all the little babies. And so we got the heck out of there too.
Yeah,
but
I remember when Rachel's cat got sprayed by a skunk, and she had to bathe it a lot.
I've never
I
heard
wouldn't
of a
have
baby.
bathed you. I'm sorry. If you got sprayed by a skunk, you are bathing yourself
You have to
in someone else's house.
You have to take a bath in tomato sauce. That's what they did on Brady Bunch. Not tomato sauce, tomato juice. Anyway, last one, then we got to get out of here. It's 9:33. LC, how I safely rid Spiderwood of Blackbeard algae. I am not the one to be asking questions about that, because I have not had good luck with that at all. But I would look up hydrogen peroxide treatments for Blackbeard algae. To my knowledge, that's really the only way to conquer it. If it's only on the Spiderwood, I would take that out and I would soak it in a hydrogen peroxide type thing, rather than putting it in the tank.
Wouldn't you just turn the lights off?
Don't you remember? We turned the lights off. We drained the tank. Took all it was bare glass. And we left it that way for like 3 months, and then filled the tank back up again, and 2 weeks later full of Blackbeard algae. The only tank out of 127 tanks that we had at the time, the only tank that did it. You look at our rack of 10-gallon tanks, it's all these 10-gallon tanks and one empty one. Why? Because that's the one that had Blackbeard algae in it. As soon as we filled it back up again, sprouts again, all black and nasty and gnarly. So I think we ended up throwing that tank away. But anyway, this was a lot of fun. We are already 5 minutes over the... what is he calling it now? It's a tanks, but tanks is an acronym for something. Turning all nasty knowledge. About? I don't know what it stands for. I'm sorry.
Saying?
Fishroom Fever calls his...
Fishroom Fever. Fishroom Fever is up next.
He calls his stream Tanks now, and I don't remember what it stands for.
Oh, like Tanks of Our Lives?
Right. But you have to say goodbye to everybody. So do your job, and then we'll get out of here.
Oh,
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. Happy New Year. So we won't see you till next year. But anyways, everybody have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy your New Year's Eve. Be safe. And thank you, mods. And thank you, everybody, for joining us this entire time. It was a lot of fun. Next week, we'll do those 3 polls, maybe 4, because I'll have an extra one. But anyways, enjoy your weekend and your new year. We'll see you next year. Bye-bye.